This has been a super exciting week. I'm here with Stacy, and let's back up a little bit. A few months?
October?
When did we first start?
I think October.
Okay. So what was it like then? And then after we did our sessions, how did things shift and change? And then, oh boy, did they shift and change this week.
So the sessions really helped me to just get out of anxiety and stress. My stress level went down to, I would say, pretty much zero.
Nice.
After our 3 sessions, very little, if anything, ever stressed me out since then.
Awesome.
So that's really great.
And we both know, being in the healthcare world, that if you're stressed, you have no reserves for healing. You're going to be sympathetic rather than parasympathetic. And if we want our digestive system to work, our hormonal system and our immune system to work, we got to be in parasympathetic. So that's awesome news. When did you know that this was different and it was working for you?
When we recapped the first session at the beginning of the second session.
Right. Because I always have people say, what are 3 feelings you'd like to never feel again? Do you remember what yours were? I kind of remember the neighborhood of it.
No, I do.
But it was like stress and fear and those type of things, right? Anxiety maybe. And then I said, what are these on a scale of 1 to 10? And you kind of sat there and went, oh, yeah, I'm not feeling those anymore.
I remember being floored and laughing and trying to remember, and I just couldn't remember.
That's awesome.
Couldn't remember.
Awesome.
So strange. Yeah.
And then anybody that knows me and knows how I work with people, I love Joe Dispenza's work. And so I always have people get on his advanced progressive bundle to learn how the brain works, how to raise the heart and brain coherence, because again, win-win-win situation. The more you do that, what I love about Joe's work is that he's capturing the science on what's actually shifting in the blood, in the brain waves.
Mitochondria.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And the more you hear about, the scientists are just like scratching their head too, and there aren't any drugs that do this. This is beyond exciting. And none of them were meditators. They're all meditators now. So it just so happened the timing was perfect. And as we were kind of getting that emotional stuff optimized, along comes a 7-day right here in Nashville.
Yeah.
And we just finished. And Stacy rocked it. Go ahead and just recap. Was this a really good 7 days?
The best week of my life. Like, hands down, nothing has ever been as amazing as this last week.
What are the top 5 highlights of this week?
Well, 1, you.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, spending the week with you, you're like one of my new little angels. You're like the top angel.
I feel, honestly, it's been such an honor having you here. I was just telling Stacy on the way back, she's got this, I mean, she's had some tough stuff happen to her. A lot of us have, but tough stuff. And to just have this unbelievable enthusiasm, this pure exuberance, it was infectious, and she captured the attention of so many people there. It was really awesome. And thank you so much for that compliment. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So what are the other 4 top major things that was so amazing for you this week? I mean, there's so many. Like, can I talk about it for an hour and a half?
The community, the people, just Joe himself, the energy, and ultimately the gift he is teaching us. And his passion is so genuine, and you feel that every time he is talking. And the way he guides and teaches, it's going somewhere really special. It's amazing.
Fantastic. What were some other highlights? I know there was, I wish the whole planet could go.
Everyone needs to go see him.
And a lot of people actually start with his material, before they go to a live event. I did it for years, and I know lots of people started that way. In fact, I know people who do it and have not yet been to a live event and still get tremendous benefit from it. So that's pretty exciting. Hey guys, studies are showing that 68% of people that watch podcasts regularly don't click the subscribe button. Do me a huge favor. If you like this content, click subscribe so other people know where to go for the cool stuff. Thank you. What were you struggling with, and what were some of the major breakthroughs? Because you just kicked butt.
So I struggle with some neurological issues, and that my body is definitely overcoming. And during the first walking meditation, I apparently just took off walking. Well, first I walked farther than I walk in a month total steps, probably. I would imagine I walked a really far distance, and I guess I took off.
Yeah.
I was walking really fast, and
so you walked a distance that you had not walked in how long?
the amount of steps I took, I imagine, was more than I take in a single month.
Wow.
I mean, I'm guessing, but it's hard to book.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to consolidate my steps. I try to go after the least amount of steps in a day. And it was real far. Well, when I walked there, and then I had to walk back.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
And it was an accomplishment. It was exhilarating. It was exciting.
Huh?
My legs were like noodles afterwards, but nonetheless, it was amazing.
Huh? Any other shifts and changes? You mentioned balance a couple of times. What else are you?
No, it's just each walking meditation was different, and it was little like sparks of improvements with each one. Renewed. Oh, I haven't been able to sit on the floor.
Oh, that's
great. Yeah, and I would say like 5 years, and I meditated on the floor like for a while.
Okay, we got to share how long we meditated for. We were both so shocked. I mean, we went into this meditation. It was deep. It was blissful. And Stacy could not sit like that in one spot for years.
Yeah.
So that was a miracle. And then the other miracle was that we thought we were going to be meditating for 4 hours starting at 4 a.m. We ended up meditating for 4 hours and 45 minutes. And our jaws hit the floor when, several hours later after we had a meal break and came back, we had no idea it was that long.
And it felt,
and we were like ready,
2 hours.
and like we were ready to go again. It was so deep and so powerful.
So powerful. And I comfortably sat on the floor. I know we were in meditation, but I did take a moment and recognize that at the time. And then, got right back into the meditation. And afterwards I was like, I felt like my old self or my new self.
Fantastic. So she was able to sit cross-legged on the floor. She's a former yoga instructor, so that was kind of a big deal to be able to return to that.
Mm-hmm.
And it had been like, what, 5 years since?
Yeah, I would say about 5 years-ish, because I had injured up my back. I'd say about 5-ish years, maybe 6-ish years, actually, something like that.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Cool. What were some of the other well, I know the community, and then the coincidences were crazy.
Oh, yeah. There's so many. What were some of those coincidences?
Well, like somebody ended up being healed. So there's a process where people get healed by sharing their energy in a way that, again, it's collectively using this heart and brain coherence, which HeartMath has studied extensively.
That's something else to add to this that I don't know about. But
okay.
Go ahead.
And anyway, a woman ended up being a healee rather than a healer, and she was a healthy person, but she was so taken with Stacy, she's like, okay, I'm going to go be a healee. But she spent the entire time sending the energy to Stacy. So that was kind of cool. Because if you get into quantum physics, it becomes apparent that healing can occur over distance. And a lot of people have studied this. Joe is studying it extensively and getting some really exciting data. So again, data, it starts to just speak for itself. You don't really need a lot of human interpretation. When studies are well conducted, they've got amazing scientists working on this.
Mm-hmm. So her name is Kim.
Okay.
And when they had her go fill the spot, whomever had her, go fill the spot, gave her this heart.
Oh.
So right before the last session, she found me and gave this to me. So I held this during our last session.
Nice.
Yeah. Isn't that great? You did not even know that.
I did not even know that. So we're really excited to see what unfolds in the next 30 to 60 days, because a lot of people who have, and you'll, on my YouTube channel, you're going to experience more interviews. Nadia's interview is already on there, but there's more coming. Just people that have overcome the impossible, people that have gone through Western medicine to the nth degree. They've gotten all kinds of drug therapy and this therapy and that therapy and did not get the result that they were hoping and praying for.
I mean, we could add, I'm a clinical nutritionist and a homeopath and a neurologist. So when it comes, I ran the gamut of tried everything.
Yeah. Do you want to share what the diagnosis was, just for people that might be suffering from the same thing?
Oh, yeah, sure. So the diagnosis is multiple sclerosis. I started having symptoms or showing some signs in about 2004. And it really kind of hit me. I held everything together. I think I held everything together because of
Unbelievable.
my diet and everything I do. I was actually told by three separate neurologists, that just looking at my MRI, they would have thought I was bedridden. And I was up teaching yoga classes and pretty active. With a few limitations, but relatively active up until about 4 years ago. And it was stress. And it was stress. Stress is a killer. Stress is a killer.
And that's one thing I love about the work that I'm doing, is that it's really good at turning people from sympathetic to parasympathetic, because if you've got all these unconscious triggers and you're not even aware of what's doing it, it's somewhat of a challenge to turn that back. But if you can just go to the subconscious mind, find out what's triggering it, and then once the subconscious can see that it's safer to make the transition to the other thing, it will be willing to, but you kind of got to leave the yellow brick road there.
And now that, I'm out of stress and that, my nervous system is calm, I am now on the road to recovery.
So nice.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. This has been a really, really fun week, and I'm
fantastic.
I'm so happy to have shared it with you. And just see you shine through the whole event. I mean, people just took to Stacy like crazy. We've already formulated a foundation, which we'll tell you about later, unless you want to tell people now. But we can save that for. But it's really exciting. There's just so much unfolding and a lot coming up really soon.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to add? That was really super great.
You can't think anything else, can you?
No.
Good.
That was nice. So if you found this useful, I do want to say one thing. Stacy has an amazing attitude, and they did talk about, there were 3 components, I think, to people healing over things that were really insurmountable, and attitude was a big one. Do you remember what the other 2 were? We'll have to, okay. We got so much, it was like standing under a fire hose of information like this. And if you follow this work, Joe's got 4 books, but there's a lot of repetition, and it's there for a reason, because you really want to get the fundamentals down. Thank you. So if you enjoyed this, if you got something out of it, please click like and subscribe. It helps boost us and have other people get a chance to take a look.
Love you. Love you. My gosh.